Well, Fionnuala Earley is chief economist at the Nationwide. We can talk to her now. These figures are very disappointing, aren't they, Fionnuala? Down 16% year on year, house prices. Very worrying if you're a house owner, but quite worrying for the economy as well.
Well, I'm not sure it is so disappointing in terms of we've been expecting prices to continue to fall. The actual fall we saw in December was a steep fall of 2.5% in the month, but that sort of exaggerates what's been happening underlying over the last 3 months. But still, it is a bigger fall than we've seen in our index before, but I think it does reflect the economic conditions that we're facing at the moment, the volatility, the uncertainty, and of course the volatility in the global markets too.
How low will prices go?
Well, I think it's difficult to know because we don't know what's coming around the corner. So we've decided that we're not going to put a specific number forecast out for this year, but we're happy to talk about the factors that we think will be driving the market. And clearly we think with the economy going into recession and with the labour market now showing increases in unemployment, that's going to be a bumpy year ahead for the economy, and the housing market will suffer from that too, partly because of consumers' confidence and because of expectations about where house prices are going. But remember, while prices are falling, then affordability is improving.
Do you think that prices will ever go back up to their peak back in 2007?
Well, I think it's probably likely to be the case that they will reach their peak again, just because over time inflation in general terms does continue to increase. So at some point then prices would reach that level again. But it's difficult to say at what point that will again be achieved. And
do you think that we're entering a new era where houses become just homes and not an investment?
Well, I think people are seeing that those speculators who entered the market very, very late in the day will have had some of them will have had their fingers burnt if they were going in there purely to get some capital gain. I think there's always been the majority of people in the market who've been buying properties to live in and for growing families and moving around the country. I think there will be some time before we see the speculators returning to the property market in droves. Absolutely, certainly, yeah.
OK, Fionnuala Earley, thank you.